Hello, I'm almost bold. Last week I found a faulty PlayStation 5 for £200 on Facebook Marketplace. The only catch was it was collection only. And when I say that the person that I picked the console up from was a little bit strange, it's a huge understatement.
Hello.
How you doing, pal? You okay?
I'm alright, thank you.
Do you have the faulty PS5? Am I at the right place?
Yeah. 1 minute.
Cheers.
There you go.
That's it. What was the fault with it?
So, something sort of happened with a banana and didn't work the same again. So I guess, I don't know, maybe turn it off and on again.
Money?
Yeah, what have you got?
20 quid?
You've got 18. £18.50.
I've got about £18.27.
That'll do.
Yeah?
Cool. Okay, well, if there's any problems, you won't find me here again.
Alright, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. You've got Bonzo.
As you just witnessed, the whole ordeal was extremely peculiar. Should we see what's actually going on with this PlayStation 5? Original boxing, which is always a plus. Alright, console itself is in great condition. It's actually a disc version. Naturally, you get more profit for selling a disc version because it's worth more money than the digital. It does have a warranty sticker on the bottom. Now, I don't think the man in the shed has put this on. I think maybe he's taken it to be fixed before and didn't tell us. Let's see what happens. Do we get anything when we push the power button? Any beeps? Nothing. No eject, no power button, no noises, no lights. As I've stated in previous videos, when nothing happens, when you push a button or eject, the chance of actually fixing it goes up quite a bit. In which case, we obviously know we have no power. Let's get it apart. I'm a little bit confused, and the reason why is because we still have the warranty sticker up here, but I don't know if it's just been put back on. Let me double check. You can purchase these warranty stickers, so it's entirely possible that somebody has just put a new one on. They could have just put the warranty sticker on and not ever been in this. That is entirely possible, because this is definitely, yeah, this hasn't been opened before. This plastic bit here doesn't look like it's actually been taken off before. And if I pull it up, yeah, you see how sticky that is? I really doubt this has actually been taken apart. I hope that is the case. I say that now, I bet I then can't fix it. But I just hope that nobody's been in here. The whole thing is clean, ridiculously clean. Take this top cover off. What surprises are we gonna have, if any? Hopefully not. Does it just look like a normal PlayStation 5? Yes, it does. I don't think this has been fiddled with before. Again, you've got these sticky bits as well, which haven't been peeled. The antenna stickies haven't been split either. I don't think this is touched. We have an EDM 010 board revision. On first inspections, we are looking clean and tidy. I can't see anything straight off the bat that's jumping out at me. No corrosion, no liquid damage, nothing like that, which is pretty good. But this also does have its downside. Just to be quick and easy, bish bash bosh, we're going to make sure that we get 12 volts coming in, which I have no doubt that we do, purely because of the sound that the power supply made. Do we get 12 volts? No, there's no shot that this is just a dead power supply, really? Even though I hear the crackle and stuff, well, that would teach me for thinking that actually, if you hear a crackle, the power supply is fine. Incredible, so this one might just be a dead power supply. Now, I know it sounds stupid, but I'm just gonna make sure that my lead is definitely plugged in. Yeah, it is. Now, I've not personally changed the power supply around in a PS5. I've never had that issue. I don't know whether I need to actually remove the motherboard itself or whether I can just take the back panel off. I know that there's 2 screws on the underneath. Do I just take them out and replace the power supply? I guess now that we've removed the motherboard actually being a factor in this, let's just go ahead and plug in the power supply and just see if we get 12 volts. We do get 12 volts. Okay, still definitely no power. Okay, so maybe we just have a short on the 12 volt line instead of the actual power supply being bad. So I guess a way to test that, let's disconnect that. Put this into continuity mode. See if we have a short. Yeah, okay, so we have a short on the 12 volt line. How many ohms are we reading? It's a dead short to ground as well. That's 1.5 ohms, and that's basically what my leads are. So it's a dead short to ground. Now that I've worked that out, we'll take the board out and begin investigating. First inspection is that the liquid metal itself, I've just literally separated the motherboard from the chassis. The liquid metal seems to be okay. Doesn't seem to be any spillages or anything like that from what we can see, which is obviously really good news. And again, first impressions, nothing on the board. No big indications as to where exactly we have our 12 volt short. The good news is that at least we found a short. We know there's an issue with the 12 volt line, so it should be now a little bit easier for us to diagnose. Not always the case. I'll caveat that. It's not always the case. First off, cleaning the liquid metal, we're just going to put some isopropyl alcohol on a cotton bud and just scoop it all up into the middle of the die and suck it up with our plunger. initial check around the APU itself just to make sure that we don't have any liquid metal. It's really hard to tell without taking this little furball thing off, but I think we're looking okay. If I look on the outskirts of the APU now, just to make sure that no liquid metal made its way outside of our furball, which it hasn't. I've not flipped the board over yet. How's our power rail looking down this side? Okay. I've seen a couple of videos from other techs who have fixed PS5 no powers, where on the other side of the board, these MOSFETs that are underneath this, I want to say it's called viscous paste, but I could be wrong. These sometimes go bad, but again, we don't have any visible damage along here. Now I know that this viscous paste is super annoying to deal with, but like I said, I think I'm gonna have to take it off. All right, I've cleared up the viscous paste down here. That cap looks a little bit discolored. So, well, to be fair, they all do, right? Could be any of these caps, could be any of these FETs. It's gonna be really, really difficult to tell. I think the plan is voltage injection, just starting with 0.5 volt on the main 12 volt line and just see if anything lights up. Again, just checking that. Looks a little, oh, that might be where I scraped, to be fair. Let's see what happens. Here we go. I'm just about to inject. This is the voltage rail here, the 12 volt, where we had the viscous paste. So I'm injecting on the 12 volt line now. This is 0.5 volt and it's 800 milliamps. And I can't see anything getting even slightly or remotely warm in this specific area. In all honesty, I think the only thing that's getting warm is the APU, which is why I'm not really comfortable injecting any more voltage into this board, just in case it's sending it direct to the APU. I think it's going to be fine on 0.5 volt, which is what this is, but anything more, I don't want to risk it. If I zoom the image out, you can see again, the APU is just warming up a little bit, nothing on this side though. Let me turn the board over. Same story on this side. We've got a few reflections, especially on these coils here, so ignore that, but I'm going to inject in 3, 2, 1. I'm injecting now. Does anything light up on this side of the board? I've removed the viscous paste that we have down here as well. Nothing. Absolutely nada. What I'm about to talk about and explain might be complete tosh, alright? So just bear with me. This is a big coil. Now on the underside where we have the APU, the back of the APU, we have the viscous paste that I removed, and we were looking at the MOSFETs, these big MOSFETs, right? If you look on the side here, there's another rail. This rail doesn't connect to here on this side, I feel. And if we go down, exactly the same sort of thing, right? There's no like caps in between the lines to connect the two rails, right? If I turn it back over and we look at that big coil again, this coil feeds into here, which then goes into more coils and more components, which then I think goes to the back of the board through to all of those MOSFETs that I was talking about. My logic is that we have power coming in, it's generated on this line, it goes down onto the coil, through the coil, and then this area, and then onto the back. If I remove this and it stays on this line, I doubt it's going to be these MOSFETs that are causing the issue. Like I said, this is complete tosh, and I might be wrong. That said, if I do remove this and the short remains just on here, but we don't get the short pass through to here, it means that I can start checking things up here. This cap looks dodgy, but that's because I was scraping it to see if it was, as is this one. But we have 12 volts come through here, 2 MOSFETs, another coil, which then passes it through to these caps here. I've seen these go faulty on other people's videos, so it could very much be one of these, even though they're not lighting up. It could be that one of these MOSFETs has gone bad. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to remove this and see if we have the short here. That's now been removed. The board has also cooled down. Do we still have our short? Meter in continuity mode. Okay, so short's gone from here, but we still have our short here. Interesting, which means that it's definitely APU side. So if I go up to these caps now, I doubt, oh, it is shorted. Okay, so we still do have a short. Hold on, so there's no short here. There's no short here. Do we have a short here? Yes, we have a short here, and we have a short here. This gate isn't shorted. Is it this MOSFET then? Or is it this MOSFET? I'll take this MOSFET off. I think we're getting closer. Okay, do we have a short? I'm gonna measure here. Yeah, we still do have our short. Okay, so the short is still present. I'm gonna move every single one of these caps up. Completely remove the caps. Do we still have a short? Yes, we do. What's the possibility that it's actually this MOSFET? Slim, I guess, but let's remove it. Okay, now we don't have any MOSFETs, so we don't have a short here. Do we have a short here? Yes, we do. Okay, so it goes through. Yeah, still on this. Yeah, okay, fine. So we still have a short on this path entirely. What's exactly on the other side of this? On the exact side of this, we have here, the leaking cap perhaps. Okay, so maybe it's entirely possible that it's this chip or one of these caps. This cap has got a little bit of gunk next to it. I'm going to take off these two caps. Do we still have our short? Yes, we do. Okay. Doubtful this ceramic cap has gone faulty, if I'm being honest. Could potentially be this IC here. I guess let's take it off. Has our short gone? No. So we still have our short. Blinking Nora. So there's nothing here to carry this short now. So it must be something before this. Can't be this ceramic cap, can it? Little resistor here. What's the reading on this resistor? 3K, 12K. I've just checked on another board and these readings are absolutely fine. We are back on over to the FLIR cam and I've made some progress. You might just about be able to see my finger. This is where we just were measuring the resistors, okay? And this is where we had the line of viscous paste for the power rail. I'm now going to inject on that line, literally next to the resistors where we just were, and watch this. Ready? 3, 2. This is only half a volt. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Right there. Look at that. I'll come off and back on. Right there. Lighting up like an absolute Christmas tree. Temperature rising. Perfect. I don't know where exactly it was. I think it was around about here. I'm just going to put some isopropyl alcohol on to locate the exact component if we can. So just put some. It might be a cap. It could be a FET. It could be anything. There we go. There it is. Okay, you see that? That MOSFET right there. This one. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Okay, sweet as a nut. Just one more time. If I put a bunch of alcohol there. Yeah, right there. Sweet. That's getting very hot. All I need to do, supposedly, I guess, is remove that MOSFET, replace it with another one. Well, remove it, check the short's gone, replace it with another one, and then put all of our glorious components back, and we should be okay. Before I get excited, I am just gonna Sharpay it. Get rid of the viscous paste around it as well now. Now, this is the PS5 SSD cover. I think what I can do is just slot it here, and it just sits there. Yeah, nice. Right, let's see if our short's gone from here. Give me some good news, please. Continuity mode, do we have a short? No, the short's gone. Look at that. Amazing. Check this rail here. Obviously, it's the same rail, but yeah, nice. No short. Short no more. Now I just need to put a bunch of components back, and then we can give it a test and hopefully give this machine some life from that very weird man in a shed. Now everything's been put back. Do we have a short on the 12 volt line? No short, good stuff. Just checking in some of the places. Perfect. Okay, no short. Now is the most nerve-wracking part. Let's put it back in the chassis and see if it actually powers on, or it's very possible there might be another issue. Was there potentially a quicker way that I could have resolved the short? Yes, but would it have been really risky? Yes. If I injected any more voltage into that line, I'm pretty sure the other side of that MOSFET, it goes directly into the APU, which is why we were seeing a heat spot on the APU, because the voltage was just getting passed through. If I increased that to, I don't think a volt would have made a difference, but 1.5 volts, 2 volts, 3 volts, 5 volts, could have been game over. So I'm glad we went the long way around it, and starting off by removing that coil gave me the clues that I needed to kind of know exactly where it was going to be. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I haven't tried to turn this on, because I have at the point of putting it all back together. I allowed it to get to a white light and then I turned it straight off because I didn't have the fan connected. I haven't tested anything else. I don't know if we have any issues. I don't know if the disk drive works. If we have a disk, we might have a disk. Let's do that now. The ISO on the camera is very dark because I want you to be able to see the lights. There we go. We have power. The cables are plugged in. This is a blue light. We're waiting for this to go to a white light. Still blue. There we go. Believe it or not, it's actually a white light. It's still on. It's just a white light, very, very dim down here. So as you can see, we've done a very good job. Another spoiler alert, I had to go into the menu and disable HDCP. But you can see that it works. It's got FIFA 22 for the PS5. It's got a bunch of games on here. Should we see if we get a disc? That's the question. In 3, 2, 1. Ah, no disc. Okay, so they clearly didn't have one in before it broke. Question is though, does it actually take a disc? Far Cry 6, I actually pulled out of a broken PS5 recently. I don't even know what way it goes. I think it's this way. It takes a disc. Does it show up on the screen? Unreadable disc. Can't recognize the disc. Make sure it's not damaged or dirty and that it's not inserted upside down. Did I put it in upside down? It could be the disc itself. Okay, it was the disc itself. I just had to give it a little bit of a clean. All right, it's not installing it because it doesn't have enough space. I'm just gonna make sure I've just put Spider-Man in to see if that works. There we go, yeah, it works fine. Okay, good. Can't install because again, space. I've just tested Wi-Fi and it sees my network, which I'm assuming then it was gonna be absolutely fine. So we've managed to fix it. What a result that is. And now we head over to Sally's spectacular, magnificent spreadsheet. All right, so we paid £200 for the console. The parts cost nothing. I used a donor board for a MOSFET, and a disc edition PlayStation 5 goes for around about £330 to £350. I'll go for the lower price and I'll go £330 just on its own. That means that today we have a gross profit of £107 and 23p. Now for the exciting part, if we type in £107 23p, our total profit, we're back in the green, goes to £41 and 1 pence in the positive. I don't think I'll be buying from Facebook Marketplace again based on what happened. But nevertheless, we managed to fix the console and that makes me extremely happy. Check out the last episode in this series just about here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Do you want a game of swing ball? You here for the frogs? Have you got Bonzo?